Grand Theft Auto 6. I can't believe I'm actually saying it to talk about an actual official announcement this time. I mean, I was in school when GTA V came out. You know what else came out when I was in school? Now that I think of it, this was announced in my last year of high school. I'd like to give some background on my experience with GTA as a franchise so far. My favorite is without any doubt GTA San Andreas. It is very well written, featuring various interesting characters that live till today thanks to mods and memes. It introduced creative mechanics like the gym, the open world was a huge step up from the general gaming standards at the time, and it starred Samuel L. Jackson.
Ding, 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 ding! Good answer, Carl!
Although I gotta admit, my favorite setting was Vice City. Los Santos had a nice vibe, but Vice City grew on me so easily, though that might be nostalgia doing its thing. GTA 4 was... well, I gotta admit, I never actually got to finish it. I was interested in Nico's story, and the gameplay was great, but the painful PC port was just too much for me to bear. Along with the brown-gray color palette, it really wasn't the most pleasant experience, so here I am, waiting/hoping for a Switch port. GTA V was mid. There, I said it. I know, just hear me out. I never said that the game was bad, but I never understood why it has always been so highly regarded. The shooting was fun, to be honest, easily the best in the series, and it aged well even after all these years. But you know these games where you can't put your hand on exactly why you aren't having as much fun as you're supposed to? I don't think it offered much additions to the ones before it. Sure, it added tennis and yoga and golf and all, but just a quick look at GTA Online is enough to tell you that no one spends their time on that. So I gotta say, GTA V was starting to give me a GTA fatigue, as it has been following mostly the same formula as every other title in the series. It's sort of how people felt about Assassin's Creed's repetition problems, except you're repeating stuff of higher quality, which would last longer but will inevitably grow old in time. And finally, GTA 6. Man, I do love saying that. So far, most of the rumors were true, besides the 2027 release window memes, that is. It's set in Vice City, my favorite, starring Lucia, the very first female protagonist in the series. It still isn't confirmed whether you would go to Mexico, but that's just another rumor that might probably come true since her name is Lucia. Just in case she actually goes to Mexico, remember, Marston did it before it was cool. We've only seen a 90-second trailer, and so far, I'm not really that excited. We all know the game is going to get 10 over 10 reviews, and other games releasing around that time would be delayed to avoid clashing with a game as big as GTA 6, but this still looks like more of the exact same thing. The trailer was exactly what I thought it would be. Girls dancing on top of cars, and I'm not going to show that, a yacht sequence, zooming in on the protagonist's face, and finishing up with your two main characters teaming up for a robbery. The one thing I didn't see coming was the heavy use of social media, which isn't exactly blowing me away. Now, I don't know about you, but these visuals are beyond disappointing. Sure, it's still early footage and the final product would look drastically different, but judging by what Rockstar has shown us, at the very least I expected the visuals to be a step up from Red Dead Redemption 2, but when looking at them side by side, I don't think it even looks as good as Red Dead. And let me remind you, Red Dead Redemption 2 came out in October 2018, so the fact that I'm comparing GTA 6's visuals to a 5-year-old game from the same studio, let alone the fact that that 5-year-old game looks better, in my eyes at least, is pretty disastrous, especially when games as beautiful as Alan Wake 2 exist as live proof that today's technology can do better. I've always been more of a Red Dead guy than a GTA guy, mainly because of the setting and the less arcadey, more realistic and cinematic take on open world games with heavy focus on the story. However, I've always found it difficult to compare Rockstar games to other games in terms of quality in general and visuals in specific. The only studio that managed to compete was Remedy with games like Control and Alan Wake 2, and remember, these games are linear narratives, not open worlds, which are slightly easier to make. Other than that, I don't really see much competition, and please just don't mention The Last of Us 2, just don't. What I would hope to see from Rockstar is, let's just set the title Grand Theft Auto aside for now and call it a high-quality, modern-day open-world game. And let's also forget the title Red Dead Redemption and call it a high-quality Western open-world game. If you're in the mood to explore a masterfully crafted open world set in the modern day, you would go for Rockstar's version of it. If you've just seen Django Unchained or The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly and you're in the mood for a Western, there's no option worth mentioning other than Red Dead Redemption 2. Sure, there are tons of shooters set in the Wild West, but none of them gives you the option to explore. I think you already know where this is going. Rockstar is capable of one thing more than anyone else: crafting an excellent immersive open world with an impactful, well-written story. So why make the world each and every time just another take on the modern day? Imagine a Rockstar game set in the 1930s with the same love and care put into Red Dead Redemption 2. Forget about L.A. Noire, it was an investigation game. I'm talking about a full-on open world experience. It would only be competing with Mafia Definitive Edition maybe, which, as I just mentioned, doesn't give you the option to explore. The result? Rockstar's game would be the ultimate 1930s era game. This goes for every other setting you could possibly think of. Dystopian future, the Middle Ages, the golden age of piracy, outer space, a new fictional world of their own creation. The options are limitless. I find it such a waste of potential that such world crafting skills are wasted on recreating the same setting over and over. But at least they don't rely on the name Grand Theft Auto to sell mediocre games. They still produce high quality stuff. So far. What are your thoughts on the new GTA 6 trailer? Tell me in the comments. If you liked the video, be sure to subscribe. Thank you for sticking around till the end. Adios!